Andrew Scheer, champion of free speech. I'm Brian Lilley with the Rebel.media. By now, you know that Andrew Scheer, the young man from Regina Capel, the 37-year-old who has 5 kids, a wife, a young family growing, is the new leader of the Conservative Party. And you know that he is being attacked by the Liberals for his positions. But did you know that the Liberals are attacking him on the issue of free speech? That's right. Andrew Scheer has spoken up for free speech all throughout the campaign, and even during the news conference he held with the media afterwards. He was asked about Bill C-16, and he said he wants to champion free speech.
I believe so fundamentally in freedom of speech and in the way that sometimes the left can be, in the name of tolerance, becomes intolerant itself of difference of opinions and conversations about certain aspects.
Now, in an interview with me afterwards, he talked about the need for universities to be places for freedom of speech, that we can't have universities shutting down one side of the debate, and of course that side is always the conservative side.
I think universities should be safe spaces for debate, for conversations.
Not safe spaces just for people to color, but to have a debate.
Not just, hug zones and things like that. It's important that students feel, safe on campus, but it's also important that their views are challenged and that they have the right to challenge their professors and that their professors have the right to challenge them. That's what universities were created for. When you think back to the history of universities, it was the place where established orthodoxy could be challenged. And what's disturbing to me is that there are some who do think that it's radical to defend free speech on campus. I mean, I hope to goodness that Canadian society hasn't got to that point, and I do believe very firmly that no matter what position the vast majority of Canadians may hold on certain issues, they believe very firmly in your right to have a position and anybody else's right to have a position and to articulate that and fight for what they believe in.
You would think in a free and democratic society, a small L, liberal Western democracy, that wouldn't be a controversial position, but it is. Check out this piece in the Toronto Red Star, it comes from the Canadian Press, where far-left Liberal MP Adam Vaughan actually attacks Scheer for standing up for free speech. I want to read you the quote in full. "He's somebody who wants to be in charge of the thought police," Vaughan scoffed. "Academic freedom and the ability for universities to self-govern are as fundamental to the function of democracy as just about every other component of the democratic system. You cannot have free and open debate if you're being told who should talk and who shouldn't talk." Well, actually, you need to have everybody with the ability to speak if you want free and open debate. What Vaughan wants is actually debate to be shut down. The Liberals are attacking Andrew Scheer for standing up for freedom of speech. Now, as someone who has long been in the trenches on this file, the Section 13, the hurt feelings on the internet provision of the Canadian Human Rights Code, I shouldn't be shocked. I remember sitting in the press gallery listening to people talk about Mark Steyn and Ezra Levant going up against the human rights bodies and saying, well, I like free speech, but I wish it wasn't these guys that were the champions of it. Or I like free speech, but. Now, there isn't I like free speech, but. Scheer has said he will withhold funding from universities that don't allow free speech to happen on campuses. That's what Vaughan is attacking here. But do you know what the Liberals are actually in the middle of doing right now? If you don't have the right kind of diversity in your appointments for Canada Research Chairs, which is funded by the federal government, then you are going to lose funding. So the Liberals are fine with taking away funding from universities if you don't meet their goals, but not if you take away funding in standing up for freedom of speech. That tells you just about everything that you need to know about Justin Trudeau's Liberals right there. They have become a liberal party. They're not even what Justin Trudeau's father would have espoused. Pierre Trudeau, for whatever you think of him, would have actually stood up for freedom of speech. He would have told those trying to create safe spaces, meaning no conservative voices heard, to go fuddle-duddle, get lost. You can't do that. But Justin wants the progressive votes. He wants the votes of millennials that don't think they should have to hear opposing opinions. So he's willing to stifle those opinions and call anyone that wants to stand up for freedom of speech a radical. Like I said, tells you everything you need to know about the Liberals right there. But it also tells you a lot about Andrew Scheer. He's willing to take a stand that, well, despite the fact that you would think the media would back free speech, they don't. He's willing to take a stand against the Liberals, against the university campuses, against the media itself, in favor of a fundamental freedom. So if you don't know Andrew Scheer yet, I encourage you to go and watch my interview with him. You can find also the interviews he's done with Faith Goldy, with Ezra Levant on The Rebel. Check them out. Get to know this man and share the content, because this man is a true conservative, a true man who is defending one of the most fundamental things we need defending right now, freedom of speech. Bravo, Andrew. Shame on you, Adam. Shame on you, Justin Trudeau. If you like the Rebel video you just watched, make sure you never miss another one again. Click here to subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you've already subscribed to the regular channel, make sure you subscribe to Rebel Canada. It's new, and it contains all the news the other guys don't see fit to print about Trudeau and company.